everyone, hope you're all doing well and that lockdown isn't getting the better of you. The more perceptive among you will notice that I've actually changed environments, and I'm actually back in the south now and I've had to move for various reasons. But yeah, this is my new setup for this foreseeable future. So yeah, well, films anyway. Today I want to talk a little bit about Birds of Prey, which is the latest film by Cathy Yan, starring Margot Robbie once again as the Harley Quinn character from Suicide Squad. And this film is both a spin-off to that story while being the latest entry in the DC universe of characters, which will no doubt have a number of people already confused, so I'll try and keep it as simple as possible for everybody who's sort of mentally clocked out from this stuff already, like I know I have. But in this film anyway, the plot kicks off when Ewan McGregor's character, who's a nightclub owner who does shady criminal stuff on the side, he discovers that the Harley Quinn character is broken up with the Joker, and without protection, she gets thrown into harm's way. So the movie's partially about that, while simultaneously centering on this effort to find a diamond that's worth a load of money. So to provide a bit of context, Margot Robbie pitched the film back in 2015 as this anarchic girl gang movie, but now it's developed, it's changed face a little and put Margot front and centre, which is kind of unfortunate as the film works best when the supporting characters get screen time and the roster of characters is pretty much reserved for the final 20 minutes. And Mary Winstead's character is a particular highlight as a really blunt assassin with anger problems, and when she factors into the plot, the story actually becomes a little bit more interesting. So, also, Ewan McGregor is clearly having the time of his life playing a narcissistic crime lord, and when he's on screen he sort of elevates the entire film, but on the whole the story isn't that engaging, and like from a scriptwriting perspective, the diamond in the film could be anything and it just kind of gives the story some guidance between all of the action. And on top of that, it still has little stylistic echoes from Suicide Squad, which kind of prevent it from firmly detaching and doing its own thing. And what struck me are like the return of these colourful jazzy titles that drop into various scenes, which sort of throw out key words about the characters and their personalities. And yeah, it comes across like a character bio in a video game, which isn't a good thing. It just seems like the film's attempting to be punkier than it actually is, which is a shame because I think Margot Robbie is actually trying her best as this highly unpredictable and lovable anti-hero, and she's clearly trained hard for the role and some really brilliant stunt work in the movie. The film definitely has a more distinct style when it's in the action gear, and it altogether feels a bit more colourful and fun. And again, like Suicide Squad, the film has a great soundtrack with Joan Jett and Pat Benatar being particular highlights, but they've made the same mistakes that Suicide Squad made by sort of whacking you over the head with great pop music in an attempt to make you think the film's kind of more anarchic than it actually is. And simply put, it didn't benefit from importing those kind of stylistic choices from a film that wasn't as good into this one. And I think Warner Brothers needs to learn like that a good soundtrack and over-reliance on editing doesn't actually equate to a film being good. Like, I mean, you can definitely elevate an action scene or a car chase with the right music choices, but just spending a load of money on great pop songs and hoping for the best isn't working. And this is all really frustrating because I want to like the films. Like, I used to read the Batman comics as a kid and I grew up with the animated shows, and as a fan you want to see those ideas like really realised in live action, but the quality of the films aren't improving substantially enough, and I find myself conflicted. Like, part of me wants them to shut the whole thing down, and the inner kid in me really wants them to nail a sequence of films that just does the comics a bit more justice. So I land somewhere in the middle with it. Like, Birds of Prey certainly isn't the worst, but they can do much better. Like, notably upon second viewing, like the problems with it are more obvious, and I think ultimately it depends sort of how much you're expecting from it. But anyway, that's the end of my rant. Thank you so much for watching, guys. Thank you for your continued support, and yeah, I'll catch you next time.